All right, this video is for lesson 4.3 homework. All right, so we're still factoring, but we're using slip and slide. These are ones that it's just, you've got real big numbers at the end and trying to find factors is just a nightmare. So here's the steps. All right, I want to make this a basic trinomial. So I'm going to slip the 12 to the end and I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to do negative 168 times 12.
What is that?
I'm not doing it in my head today. All right. Negative 2016. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor this out. So I need two numbers that I can multiply together that give me 2016. But that add to give me negative 6. Now, here's a clue. If this number is really big and this number is really small, it means the two factors are going to be really close together. Okay? If both of them are negative, that means one is a positive, one is a negative. So I'm just going to start, I'm going to start big. 2016, well, let's do it. Let's see what 30 is. Nope. 2016 divided by 32. There's one. So 32 and 63, but still, if I subtract those, it's, ooh. I'm not writing anything. No, I'm not writing anything. Those are still way too big. Or they're too far apart. So, since I know 63 is 1, I can start, let's see. Divided by 33. Divided by 34. 36. 36 and 56, when I subtract them, still too far apart.
Let's try 43.
I want to try something though. I'm going to go into graph, and I'm going to graph 2016 divided by x. Reason I did that, when I go into the table, all of these numbers are the multiples. Okay, so like, what did we get? We got what? We said 32 and 63, right? There's the two factors, 32 and 63. So 42 and 48. Look, here's two nice ones. 42 and 48. Is that a difference of 6?
Yep.
All right. So now we have to decide which one's positive and which one's negative.
I think 40.
Okay. So let's check it. 42 plus a negative 48 gives me a negative 6. 42 times a negative 48 gives me a negative 2016. Okay.
When you went to the graph, did you just type in the...
I typed in 2016 divided by x.
Okay.
And then that gave me multiples that I could go and look at the table. All right. So my factors here. I've got x plus 42 and x minus 48. Now I'm not done yet. I slipped. Now I got to slide. So
Slide that 12 back.
slide that 12 back in there. So I put the constants over 12 and then I simplify them. So 42 over 12 is 7 over 2. So here I've got x plus 7 over 2. And then 48 over 12, negative 48 over 12 gives me a negative 4. So this one is good. That one's done. But I don't want this fraction here. So the denominator slides back to the front. 2x plus 7, x minus 4. And remember, you can rework 2x times x and work through. Is it?
Yep, that's the answer right.
Uh-huh. We should have, I forgot, and I forget this all the time. This is my weakness. We should have factored a 6 out. Always, if you've got a you always check for common.
We didn't do that.
And we didn't do that. So what we should have done is, and then 168 divided by 6 is 28. That's what we should have factored. It would have been a lot easier. No. So, if we slip here, we would have gotten x squared minus x. What's negative 28 times 2? Negative 28 times 2 is a negative 56. Two numbers that multiply to make 56. 7 and 8? Okay, 7 and 8. Which one's going to be negative? 8 is going to be negative. So we would have had x plus 7, x minus 8. We slipped the 6, so we divide by the 6. That still doesn't seem right.
You have to put the 6 in there.
It's not the, it's the 2. We slipped a 2. Sorry, we slipped a 2. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm confused now worse. So this would have been 2x plus 7. This one would have been x minus 4. Oh yeah, so just with the 6. We just forgot to factor the 6 out. So 2x plus 7, x minus 4. Okay, let's be done with that problem, please. All right, 40, negative 44, and 24. What can I factor out of all three of those numbers? A 4. So 40 divided by 4 would be 10. 44 divided by 4 is 11. 24 divided by 4 is a 6. All right, slip the 10 to the end. So x squared minus 11x minus 60. All right, negative and negative. That means my answers, my multiples are going to be one's positive, one's negative. So again, the easiest way to find them is in your graph. Oh, come on. Do whatever number, whatever this is, 60 divided by x, and then pull up the table, and that gives you all your multiples. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply. All of these numbers in that table are two numbers that multiply to give us 60. I'm looking for the 2 that when I add them together is going to get me an 11. So 6 and 10, that gets me, or no, when I subtract them, I apologize. When I subtract them. 15 and 4, which one would be positive, which one would be negative? Okay. So 4 times negative 15 is a negative 60. 4 plus a negative 15 is a negative 11. So I have x plus 4, x minus 15. No. All right, I slipped a 10. Now remember, you have to simplify these fractions before you slide it back out. So 4 over 10 simplifies to 2 over 5. 15 over 10 simplifies to 3 over 2. Slide that denominator back in the coefficient spot.
That would be 4.
And then yeah, don't forget the 4 out front. So 4, 5x plus 2, 2x minus 3. All right, number 5. 12x squared plus 82x plus 126. What can I factor out?
12?
If you're not, always start, if they're all even, start with a 2. So we've got 6x squared, and then 41x, and then 62? No, that's not right. 126 divided by 2. 126 divided by 2. 63? 63. Okay. So now I'm going to slide the 6 to the end. What do we get? 378? Ugh. All right. Everything is positive, which means both my factors are going to be positive. So I'm going to do 378 in the calculator.
Where do we get that 10 from?
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
All right. So here we're going to do 378 divided by x. So I'm looking for two numbers that when I add them together, they give me a 41. I don't want the decimals, so skip those. 6 and 63, still not close. Remember, adding them together. 14 and 27, still not close.
Right there. Got it.
Mm-mm.
That is. That's a 27 out of 14.
27 and a 14. Is that? That's it. Okay. So they're both positive. So we know we're going to have x plus 27 and x plus 14. Now, I slipped a 6. So everything gets divided by the 6. Please make sure you're simplifying those fractions. All you have to do in the calculator is just type them in and hit enter and see if they simplify. So this one is 9 over 2. 14 over 6. And now slide those denominators back. So 2x plus 9. This one is a 3x plus 7.
That's pretty easy.
It is. It's just remembering the process.
Plus steps. So this one
Like,
would
this
be,
is way easier than
you should have been there last year.
All right, number 7.
Honestly, I think the block's about the same.
Is there anything I can factor out of this one?
No.
Nope.
These probably just take longer than others.
Hey, I have no problem telling you if there's a number that factors out. I did that with my algebra kids last year. It just kind of helped get them started, getting their brain rolling. Because sometimes they get stuck just trying to figure out if there's something to factor out. All right, we're going to slip the 5. So 75? Yep. All right. So 75. If this one's negative and this one's positive, that means one's going to be a positive, one's going to be a negative. Right? Two numbers multiplied together. Which one has to be positive? The bigger number, right? The bigger factor has to be the positive because you need your final answer to come out positive. Okay? All right, so we're going to do 75. All right, 75 divided by x. All right, so this is, if we have a pause and an egg like this, it means they're going to subtract to make 22. Which is it? 25 and 3. Yeah, and so look, as you're going down here, you see all those decimals? You can just skip through those. 15 minus 5 gives me a 10. Not what I need. 25 and a 3. 25 minus 3? 22. 25 and a negative 3. So, x plus 25, x minus 3. I slipped a 5. So just don't, that's the step to not forget. 25 over 5 simplifies to a 5. 3 over 5 does not simplify. Slide the denominator back up. And that's all she wrote. All right, one more. Do we have time? Okay, we got time. All right, here we go. 10x squared minus x minus 24. Can I factor anything out? No, if you got a 1 in there, there's nothing you can factor out. So slip the 10.
240.
All right. Negative and negative means one's a positive, one's an egg. If the middle one's a negative, your bigger factor is going to be the negative factor. All right, so we're looking for 240 this time. All right, so two numbers that when I subtract them gives me a 1. Okay? So we know they're going to be close together. The smaller this number is, the closer your two factors are. 15 and 16?
Yes, I am.
So which one's positive, negative?
The negative is 6.
Bigger one.
No.
Because negative 16 plus 5 is a negative 1. All right, we slipped a 10. So we got to get it back in there. All right, 15 over 10 simplifies to 3 over 2. 16 over 10 simplifies to 8 over 5. Slide your denominators back into the coefficient position. Oops, sorry.